I think we're streaming. I think I'm live. I'm hoping this is all okay. Sorry guys, I haven't streamed in a while, so let's just see, is the sound good? Hopefully I'm not too loud. Hopefully you can hear me just fine. Just checking the levels, trying to go live. Doesn't seem like there's a picture coming through. Don't know what's happening with YouTube. Have we got a picture? Okay, we do have a picture. Right, sorry about that guys. Always a bit of a technical difficulty when starting up these live streams, but it looks like we've got a picture. Camera's working, we've got a fan on, we've got the sound. Hopefully we're good. Anyone who joins in, let me know in the comments if there's any issues with this live stream. But yeah. Hey guys, it has been a while. It's actually been 48 days or 47 days since I streamed last. I last streamed my steps for this 2 million step challenge, feet versus belly, 20,000 steps a day challenge, to see if my feet can defeat this fat belly, or the fat belly I had, just by basically walking 20,000 steps a day. I don't have an electronic tag. If you're new to these streams, this is where I've attached my Fitbit. It's wrapped up in a bit of cut off sock. So as you can see up here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it measuring it properly? Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Takes a while to catch up, but yeah, roughly accurate. It's as accurate as you can be. Excuse me, just burp. I just drank a smoothie, so I shouldn't be jogging up and down. It is going to make me belch. I do also have a Mi Band 5 on my wrist. The reason, if you've not seen these before, if you have seen these before, you're hearing me repeat the same things, but the reason I have the Fitbit around my ankle and not around my arm is because, or my wrist, is because when you move, when you've got an action watch, a fitness watch, a fitness tracker, whatever it might be, it counts your gesticulations, your arm movements as steps. So yeah, there we go. So hi guys, it's been a while. It has been a while. What's been going on? Well, after I did the last live stream, it was back on the 11th of August 2024, I had signed up for a 14k fun run. Apparently it's the world's largest fun run. It's the City to Surf in Sydney. Now, I haven't trained to do a fun run. I hadn't trained to run 14 kilometers. I'm not sure how many miles that is. Maybe it's about 10 miles. Let's have a look for all you North American people. Let's go 14 kilometers to miles. It's 8.7 miles. So I hadn't trained to do that. I hadn't trained at all. I'd just been doing the steps, walking around this room basically, and the apartment that we live in. And that was it, just mostly casually walking to brisk walking to light jogging. So I did the fun run on the 11th of August. There is going to be a final video for this whole challenge, wrapping everything up, summarizing everything, coming up next week, because this whole challenge finishes on Tuesday. But yeah, I did the fun run, and it was bad. It was bad. I took a very long time to complete the fun run, and it killed my legs. My legs were in so much pain for the following week. So yeah, what's been going on in the last 48 days? Not straight after, but a few days after my last stream, I did the fun run. Then I had a birthday, so I got a bit tipsy and was hungover for that weekend where I had intended to stream. And then things just kind of snowballed from there. I finished my full-time job, so I had a couple of weeks off just to kind of recuperate and rebalance my mental. Sorry, just got to change that over. So there, and see how that, basically have a couple of weeks off to, just rest and relax, because when you work in a stressful 9 to 5, you need some time just to chill out a bit. So I had a couple of weeks off, not from this challenge, I was still trying to get my steps done, but I just had a few days where I just chilled out. And then over the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to ramp things up, get up the steps, make sure that I'm catching up with the steps that I am behind, and I'm not looking too bad. So let's start off with where I am now, and then we'll go on to what's happening next week. Let's just see. Sorry, I'm just trying to. There we go. I'm just messing around with the YouTube analytics there just to make sure I've got the stream nice and healthy. Right, so up here, as we can see, I've got my step activity right now. I did have a little bit of an issue one day with that, with the Fitbit. I'm counting the steps, so it was counting the steps fine, but for some reason, my Fitbit thought I was running at like 200 miles an hour, and the distance that I was apparently covering for these steps was increased exponentially. So I'm not sure what was going on with there. I reset the Fitbit, turned it off, turned it on again. I'm not an IT guy. I know you're thinking this guy's in IT. No, I'm not. But I turned it off, turned it on again, and it was working fine. So not sure what that was. But yeah, it's been working fine since. So let's have a look. Yesterday was a low day, but I've had some big days. So we've got 32,366 steps on this day, and the biggest day I've had so far, we've got 25,000 there, 29,000. So I've been hitting some big numbers. This day, I just could not bring myself to do any steps. That's one thing I've learned about this challenge. I'm not going to give away too much in this video, because I've got to save it for the big reveal at the end of this, next week for the actual main video on the channel. But there are times in any exercise that you're doing, in any exercise routine, where you just need to rest. And that was one of those days. So there are some really big takeaways that I've learned from doing this challenge, and I'll get onto those again in the final video. But there are days where I just about hit the 20,000 steps. There are days that I was hitting 30,000 kind of easily, and this is probably the biggest day. 40,000 steps on that day. That was 30 kilometers I walked in this apartment. I didn't leave the apartment that day. So if anyone says, oh, I can't lose fat, oh, I can't get to the gym, I can't do anything, I walked 30 kilometers in here. So you can do it, you just got to get off your ass. So that's where we are. Let's get back to today. We're on here today. So here are the steps I've done up until completed as of last night. So 1,898,978 steps is what I've completed over the last 96 days. My target was to be at 1.92 million, so I am just over 20,000 steps behind with 4 days to go, which means I've got to add an additional 5,000 steps on a day, at 25,000 steps a day, or I need to have 2 big days around 35,000 steps. So it's currently Saturday the 21st of September. So I reckon this weekend, today and tomorrow, I can get some big step counts in. I'm already at 3,000 steps. It is currently midnight here. Not midnight, it's not midnight, it's clearly daylight. It's currently lunchtime here. And I think it's like 10 p.m. in New York and maybe 7 p.m. LA time. So I've got time today. I've got 12 hours to do another 27,000 steps. Now, when it comes down to how many steps I can do an hour, I found that if I'm using the walking pad, which I do have right here, if I'm on the walking pad, at a consistent pace, I can do about 7,200 steps per hour. So that's just under 4 hours of continuous walking, watching movies, listening to audiobooks, listening to music, watching YouTube. And yeah, I'd say people probably spend around that in a daytime, scrolling, browsing, just generally doing nothing anyway. So easily, it's easy to do. It's simple to do. It's not, let's say that, it's simple to do. It's not necessarily easy, but should be doable. Not really bothered about that. Also, because I'm at the end of this challenge and I'm supposed to be increasing the intensity, 10,000 steps will just be like this, just kind of like walking around, and 10,000 steps will be at a higher pace. So the intention was to be hitting the gym, hitting a treadmill, and running at a zone 2 pace for the remainder of those 10,000 steps. Unfortunately, the gym that we've got here, we've got 4 treadmills, but 3 of them are shit. Excuse the French. But 3 of them are trash. And I used to work in sports insurance, and there were always issues in gymnasiums in building complexes because they aren't properly maintained. So there would be a lot of claims where people were running on them and the belts would slip and you'd hit your head or fly off or something. So there is an issue with the maintenance of treadmills in gym complexes, and only one of the treadmills in there is actually capable for me to run on. I see smaller, clearly lighter people running on it, and they don't seem to have a problem, and they're not really running the kind of jogging speed, whereas I need to go faster. I'm quite clearly bigger than a lot of these smaller people that are on these treadmills, and I can't run on it. It slips. There's only one that's any good. Now, every time I go down to the building gym, I can't see it from here. I can't see it from our apartment, so I have to go down the elevator, walk across a courtyard and everything to see if anyone's on that treadmill. And so many people use that treadmill because it's the one in the corner on the end where you can kind of hide away and just get your workout done. So I can get really amped up to go and watch. I can get really amped up to go and run, and then I get there and someone's on it, so I have to come back up and wait, and then wait half an hour, go back down. Another person's on it, I've missed out, and so on and so forth. So it's just got to the point where I just gave up. I gave up trying to get on the treadmill, and what I decided to do was use the walking pad and it apparently goes up to 10 kilometers an hour. It's not going 10 kilometers an hour. I'm doing that because when it says kilometers an hour, it's not. It's just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 speed. But the difference between 8, 9, 10 kilometers an hour on the walking pad compared to a treadmill is night and day. This thing does not go 10 kilometers an hour at all. So I put it at level 9, which is a very, very fast walk. And I've got quite long legs, so yeah, it's a fast walk for me, right? And I find that at that fast walk pace, I can actually just jog like this. So I can jog like this, and what I do is I get on that and I try and jog like that for about an hour to 2 hours. So I'm getting the steps up. I'm not at a full jogging pace. I'm not covering a lot of distance. If I was to do that same pace on the road, I wouldn't be going very far, but it's constant exertion. And for 2 hours, you get quite sweaty, you get quite tired, you're breathing heavily. And so, yeah, I'm finding that when I'm doing that, it is actually helping decrease my body fat pretty significantly. So, yeah, what I'm going to do, as you can see, I've got 80,000 steps. I should be doing so. Really, I've got 100,000 steps because I'm 20,000 steps behind. I'm going to get on that this afternoon, do a couple of hours of fast jogging, or like the speed I just showed you. And again, excuse me, I just drank that smoothie and it's making me want to burp every time I kind of jog. Have some water. Stay hydrated. It's another thing you have to make sure you do when you're doing these steps challenges. Okay, now, centimeters. I'm not going to measure myself on camera now because we're too close to the end to reveal all the secrets. But I can say that I am not 88 centimeters. I've spoiled it. I can't go back. I've said this live. This is recorded. I'd have to delete this live stream and start all over again. Why did I put 88 centimeters as my target? Because years ago, when I was a lot thinner to start with, I did this challenge. And I hadn't been so fat for so long. I look back at the footage back then, and I was a lot thinner. I was a lot healthier and fitter back then. So this was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Anyway, it's about 3 or 4 years ago. It was actually during COVID. I put on some fat, quite a bit of fat. I got quite fat, and I thought I'm going to do 100 days. The same challenge, right? 2 million steps over 100 days. And I got down to 88 centimeters. But because I had got fat within a shorter space of time and decided to correct it in a shorter space of time, and also I was doing a lot more calisthenic exercises as well, I managed to get down to 88 centimeters. So that's where I got that measurement from. This time, I've been fat for the last couple of years. So it's really set in. It was really, you could feel it under the skin. It was a solid lump of fat. And it has been harder to shift that fat. The first time I did it as well, I didn't get to go on treadmill. So I did it all at home. But there are definitely differences in the techniques that I was using back then to the techniques I was using now. This time I haven't done intermittent fasting. Back then I was doing the 16 and 8. This time what I wanted to do was just really stick to, can just walking defeat the fat belly? Can just doing the steps without all the other methodologies of reducing your body fat and controlling your calorie intake, can just doing the steps really, really help? So yeah, this time I've just stuck to trying to hit the main target, right? My actual desire is to get 2 million steps within the 100 days. That's the main thing. As long as I hit the 2 million steps in 100 days, how has that affected my belly fat? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's not, can I do 2 million steps while also intermittent fasting and while also doing XYZ? I did say at the beginning of the challenge as well, in my first video, I was going to be doing a number of basic calisthenic exercises to build up my basic strength. I haven't done those. I didn't do them to start with. I was trying over a few days. I think the first week I managed to do some of them. Then there was a big gap and I tried again, and I just thought, you know what, I'm leaving that out. So the results that we're going to get at the end of this challenge are fully just from me doing 2 million steps. I haven't done a push-up, I haven't done a pull-up, I haven't done a sit-up, a leg raise, a squat, anything like that. All I've done is walk around this apartment and walk on a treadmill, a walking pad. So yeah. Well, yeah, that's basically, that's what we're going to get to. But looking at me right now, it's pretty flat, right? Oh, sorry, hitting the mic. I thought I'd wear a black t-shirt. This lump here, that's my rib cage. So yeah, we're looking, see if we can get, yeah. I don't know, what do you think, guys? If you compare me to the first video, what do you think? I'm feeling good. I feel confident. That's one of the main things. I feel healthier. I feel more confident. I fit in more clothes, which is great. And let's get on to what else. Sorry, I'm all over the place, guys. I do apologize. I've not slept very well. So, yeah, I'm feeling good though. I am feeling fitter. I'm feeling more lively, more full of energy. When I'm on the walking pad or when I'm doing that jogging, I feel like I actually want to start trying to sprint. One amazing thing, actually no, I'll save that for the main video. There is something that I have done for the first time in years during the space of this challenge that really, I did it without thinking, and it really boosted my confidence. I was like, wow, I've just done that thing that I haven't been able to do for years, and I didn't even notice because I've reduced so much body fat that I just felt confident enough to do it. So you'll find out in the video I'm putting out next week that will summarize this challenge. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really, really good. I would recommend this challenge to anyone. It's so easy, it's so simple to do. And when I see people on YouTube, all the fitness influencers saying you have to do this to get thin, you have to do that to get thin. You just have to start walking. You just have to start. This is burning calories right now, and you just do this in your spare time while watching TV. Just get off your ass. That's all it is. It's really, really simple to do. You don't have to buy loads of supplements. You don't have to buy someone's plan. I mean, you can if you want, but if you're just starting out and you're just trying to get thin, 20,000 steps a day on the spot, jogging on the spot while you're at home, it will do it. It will do it. It really, really will. Yeah, the times I have found that I have reduced my body fat the most over the last 96 days is when I have split my intensity up. So steps like this, just walking around, marching on the spot, making sure you're using your arms. When I'm watching TV like this, okay, for a few hours, and then when I have a period of high intensity as well. So getting on the walking pad and I'm doing a fast jog for about an hour. You know, it's not much faster than this, but you're doing this for about an hour and you can feel you're sweating, you're panting, and I'm not sure if you know, but you're breathing out carbon. That's how you expel your body fat. So I'm not a biologist, but basically you're using up your energy, you're using up your fat within your muscles. Your muscles are using the glucose, which your fat turns to glucose, goes into your muscles. It uses that energy, it gets replaced with the oxygen. As you're breathing out carbon dioxide, so you're expelling your fat. Let me know in the comments below if you think I'm wrong. How much steps would you say you did outdoors? Thanks for the question. Ryan. So, how much did I do outdoors? I have done very few steps outdoors, to be honest. We live in a really built-up area, so the majority of these steps have been done in this room or just around our apartment. And I think either tomorrow or the day after, I'm planning just to show you guys in a full-on stream doing 20,000 steps in just our lounge kitchen area, just to show you what I've done. But yeah, very few of them. So to walk to the shops and back, if I was just to go and do some light grocery shopping, would probably be about 3,000 steps out of the day, maybe 3,500. We do have a park over, like a cricket. I'm in Australia, so they love cricket. So there's a cricket oval, and they also use that for rugby, and we can get onto there and we can walk around there. We don't really have many parks where I am, like big parks, big open parks. If we did, I would probably be outside more doing the steps, but most of the steps I've done have been in here on the walking pad. I haven't got it plugged in right now. I can plug it in right now and just show you guys. But yeah, just on the walking pad, watching stuff on the screen, on the computer or on the TV, or just literally jogging laps around the apartment. We've got one of those kitchens with an island, and I just run around the dining table and the kitchen island. And one of the reasons why I've done that is that maybe people around the world don't live in areas where they could actually get outdoors. I wanted to show exactly how easy it is and how little excuse people have to not just get off their arse and do some steps. So this is all you need. This is really all you need to do. You can see, while I've been on this this live stream, I've done a couple of thousand steps. So there will be days, obviously, I showed a bit earlier on, there were days where I only did 6,000 steps because I didn't leave the house. We don't live in a massive apartment. So I walked to the computer, sat down, and was just really too tired because in any, like I was going to say earlier on, in any workout regime, any workout plan you have to have rest days. And I found that this can get quite tiring, especially if you're not eating the right nutrition. You really have to make sure you keep up your calorie intake with healthy, nutritious food. Otherwise, you will crash and you will just have days where you just can't be bothered. Oh, I didn't bring it in. I was going to say, my diet hasn't massively improved. So that's another thing that I wanted to prove. Sorry, I just stopped walking while I was talking. Let me just... I find that it's better to wear socks on this thing. But yeah, my diet hasn't really improved. I have found that I've become more addicted to donuts while doing this than before. Last week, over 2 days, I consumed a family pack of biscuits. That's not good. I'm not bragging about it. It's really, really, really terrible. I'm eating way too much sugar, and as I like to categorize it now, party food. Biscuits are party snacks. They're not food. They're not there's not a lot of nutrition in them. It's just sugar. But I just had, we just have those days where you just feel crap. And I just sat down, just watching a few movies, watching some YouTube, and just felt terrible. And I was just like, I just had some cravings for some junk food. Didn't know what I wanted, couldn't be bothered to go very far. It was one of my sort of rest days off. And I just went and I just, like the walking pad, very good idea in Canada here. Oh yeah, so winter, yeah. This, you've brought up a fantastic point. Yeah, so I felt really crap. I'll just show you what I've been doing. I felt really crap, and I ate basically about half the packet of biscuits in an evening. And then I made a vlog about it. It's going into the main video that summarizes this challenge next week. But yeah, the next day I was just like, I just want to get rid of them. I don't know whether I've got some sort of ADHD, but for me, if there's a packet of biscuits and I haven't finished it yet. It's something I haven't completed because they haven't all been eaten. So subconsciously, I'm just like, I have to destroy the rest of these biscuits. They've got to go. And I don't want to throw them away because I don't want to waste money. So I end up eating them. And that's thousands and thousands of calories that I didn't need. So yeah, I've definitely got thinner by walking a lot, but I still have terrible eating habits. And I'm probably eating a good size sugar coated with sprinkle or icing coated with sprinkles donut every other day, mostly. So yeah, these walking pads, they are fantastic. Affiliate link in the description below, just a little plug there, helps out the channel. Yeah. So And we're going to do this, just try and get the good angle. Actually, I'll just do it that way. Is that good? Are we good looking like that? Right. So this one came with a little remote. Yeah, and all I do, it gives you a bit of a countdown. And it's up to 3, it's up to 4. This thing says it goes up to 10 kilometers an hour. Again, it doesn't, because this is saying this is 7 kilometers an hour. But look how I'm not going that fast. And then this is at level 9. Now, so what I do is just this. And you think, all right, that's not too taxing. That's quite easy. Do it for 2 hours. Yeah. You just got to work with what you've got. If you can afford a treadmill, I'd say get a treadmill. If you've got the space, then get a treadmill. But the joy with these things is if you do work from home, you can slow it right down. Okay, we're at 5 now, and you can stand at your desk, and you can just type and do whatever. And Ryan just brought up a really good idea, a good point, is in Canada, in the Northern Hemisphere, you guys are going into winter now, and we here in the Southern Hemisphere are coming into summer, so I can actually start to get more steps done outside and hopefully get to the beach this summer. Whereas you guys, if you're stuck indoors, you've got terrible weather, we got the rain and everything. I'm out of breath, but yeah, when you got the rain and whatnot, snow, I guess, definitely for you guys with the snow, just got a walking pad, man. Just, yeah, you can just get on it, start watching TV. Yeah, this is generally what I do most of the time, is I'd be about, I think about 5.2 on this one, 5.2 to 5.6, and just do that, and I'm just watching, not the wall, I've usually got it pointing in this direction, but yeah, you're just watching TV, you're watching, actually I have it a bit faster, something I'm going to point out actually, but yeah, you're just watching TV, and you're like, yeah, I'm burning calories now. Make sure you're moving your arms. It's so simple, it's so easy, but people would rather just sit down on a couch, grab a load of chips, whatever, sit scrolling on their phone and go, it's too hard, I don't have the time. You got the time. Most people have the time. You just need to get more done, you know? Yeah, so I love these things. This has, again, made me want to upgrade to a treadmill or get a treadmill as well. So I've always got one, I can just start sprinting and running and moving faster. And this is where this challenge has really, really worked for me. So when I started this challenge, if you look back at the very first stream and the first video, there's no way I could have thought about sprinting or thought about running until I, started getting through this challenge and doing more and more and more steps every single day, reducing my belly fat, moving my body more. Love that. Yeah. Sorry, Ryan, I'm just catching up with your comments. But yeah, moving your body more. The more I've moved, the more body fat I've lost. The more I've wanted to eat healthier, even though I still have bad eating habits. And now I'm at a level where I'm wanting to actually start sprinting and running and being more active. And it feels great. And the fact, like you say, Ryan, so the fact that you can get something like a walking pad, because doing steps like this, anyone can do them. Just jogging around a room, just moving your body, stretching out. Anyone can do it. but it's not practical when you're trying to stand at a desk. You know, jogging up and down isn't great for when you're trying to type on a keyboard or whatever. The joy with the walking pad is it's more of a smooth movement. So you can, I've done it. I did it at the beginning of this challenge. A lot of the time that I was working from home, I'd work from home 4 days a week, and I'd have the walking pad up. I've got the standing desk here. So yeah, I just have that set to pretty slow, just a nice little casual stroll. But then by the end of the hour, you realize you've done 2,000 steps you never would have done before. So, you know, it all adds up. I do see, oh, sorry, one thing I wanted to point out about these as well is it's a weird psychology with human behavior, is that we like rounded numbers. So with treadmills, I've noticed with my friends, and I've noticed I do it myself, and my partner does it, you'll set it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, you know, so it would go like, if I'm going to do a jog, I'm going to set it to 5 or 5.5 or 6 or 6.5. We're all built different. We're all built with different heights and different gaits in the distance that we walk. So I have noticed with this to forget the on the dot 5.5, because I find it really uncomfortable, and then I start walking weirdly and I start getting weird aches. I find it best with this thing, I'll just demonstrate, to walk at the number that matches the speed that you would naturally walk. So I won't actually look, well, I will look just to see roughly where I am, but I'll find what's more comfortable for me. Like, how would I normally walk if I was walking down the street? This feels slightly too slow. I'm quite a fast walker in the street. This feels more comfortable. This, there we go. I'm at 6.1, and this is just a casual walk. Actually, I'll probably, yeah. Okay, that's better. 6.3. So if I'm walking at the speed that I would naturally walk in the street, then I'm going to be able to do this longer. If I'm walking, you know, and it's not going quite fast enough, or if it's too fast and I'm sort of getting out of breath or whatever, you're not going to be able to do it for very long. So just a little tip, when you get these, or when you get on a treadmill, try and set it to the speed that is natural to your natural gait and your stride. Same thing, but you know what I mean. Yeah, just a little tip for you there when using these. So I'm looking out the window. We're in Australia now. We're moving into summer, and I don't know if I can show you guys. I don't know if you'll see. Don't want to break. It's not going to, I can't show you. Oh no, wait, can I? Is it going to show you? Come on, camera. No. Sorry about that. Let's just set you back up. Basically, they burn here. They do precautionary burning, and the horizon is covered in smoke. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you by messing up my live stream. There we go. Set you back up. Nice and straight. All right, back to the steps. So, yeah, I don't know. It's I'll move this out of the way because I'm actually not going to get on that right now. Walking and talking. This one's got some wheels on the one end, so you can just wheel it away. Which is pretty handy. But yeah. Excuse me, it's been a great experience. It really has. And what I want to prove with this challenge, it's not for all you the gym bros out there. This challenge is for people who have been in office jobs or whatever job you do for way too long, where you're sitting down too much, and then you get home at the end of the day and you just think, oh, now I've got to get up and go to the gym to, you know, and get in that whole gym mindset to be able to lose body fat, or, oh, I have to spend this amount on these expensive milkshakes, or I have to go on some crazy lemongrass drink diet, or I don't know, like all the stupid bullshit fad stuff that people say, all the gym bro mentality that we're getting nowadays on social media, and all the people out there that are screaming at us going, just don't eat that donut. Especially all those people who have clearly never done a stressful 9 to 5 where you're stuck at your desk, you're working with numbers, you've got clients like phoning you up and getting crappy, you know, shouting at you and being an asshole. You've got your boss breathing down your neck, you're in meetings all day, and you just think, oh, what can I do? Now I've got to try and like muster up the motivation to go to the gym, and I'm supposed to not eat that donut now, but I've had such a crappy day that that's the thing I want. I'm running out of willpower. You can do this. You can go, do you know what? I'm going to have that donut because I want it. And so I haven't stopped eating that donut. I can have that donut, but all I need to do is do the thing that comes naturally that you don't really think about, and it's walk from here to here, you know, and back again. That's the beauty of doing the steps, is that we do it naturally. Once we've learned how to do it as a toddler, we don't actually think about the process anymore. It's not a thing. Like, I'm talking to you guys, I'm not really thinking about the steps I'm doing, but I'm doing them, and it's burning calories. And you do this a lot over a lot of days, you'll notice the reduction. So what I'm excited to find out, let's get on to next week, because that's where this was all building up to. If you see the first video, I had a DEXA scan, I had a blood test, I saw a doctor, I had injured my ankle, which it's kind of flared up a little bit throughout this challenge as well. But yeah, those were the main things, were and can I fit in my clothes that I used to wear when I was 30 years old. I'm now 43, getting on a bit. You know, so can I fit in those old clothes? Will my DEXA scan show a reduction in body fat overall and visceral fat, which is the fat around your organs? I had twice as much visceral fat as I should have for a healthy person. So, you know, that's something that I'm really looking forward to finding out. So this challenge ends for me next Tuesday. It'll be Monday North America time, Tuesday here in Australia. Then Wednesday, Australia time, Tuesday, North America time, I have a DEXA scan. So I'm getting my scan straight after this challenge, and I'm gonna have my blood tests on Wednesday as well. And we're gonna see, like, have I managed to reduce my cholesterol, or like balance out my cholesterol? Have I reduced my fatty liver? Because that was in the red. That was not looking good. That was kind of scary. I was actually getting pains in my kidneys and my liver area. The liver's up here. I was getting a bit worried about that. Have I fixed all my other health issues? I was getting pains in my arm, pains in my hip, pains in my leg. I was getting like chest pains. There were a couple of times where I thought I was actually having a heart attack, and I had my phone. This was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had severe chest pains, and I don't know whether it was stress and anxiety or whether it was a heart issue. I didn't end up calling the ambulance, but I had my phone and I was ready to phone the emergency services, because I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm getting shooting pains like across my chest. And when you're in your 40s and that's happening to you, that's when you really start to panic and think, shooting pains across my chest. I'm kind of in that age and onwards where this is where you need to phone someone quick. So that's what was happening to me before I did this challenge. I'm pleased to report no shooting pains. I'm sleeping better. I don't know if I'm snoring because I'm asleep. I'll ask my partner, she'll probably say I am. But I feel like I'm sleeping better than I was before. I definitely feel more energized. I feel more myself, like my old self. I don't know, like I feel more like I was in my 30s after doing this challenge than someone in their 40s and onwards. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I basically feel a lot more youthful because I can move around, I can spring about, I can squat down. That's a bit of a spoiler. That should have gone in the video next week. But yeah, there are movements that I can do that I couldn't do before I started this challenge when I was too fat. So yeah, I would recommend this to anyone. And if you know anyone who is fat, and I don't say overweight, I don't say weight, I say fat, because that's the problem. You got too much body fat. Let's just say it as it is. You know, I don't know how much I weigh. We'll find out when I have the DEXA scan. I'm not weighing myself. I'm not sure if you saw my previous streams, but basically the very simple thing is, you see this water here. Okay, well, I weigh this much now, and now I weigh me plus the water I drank. So there's a really, really simple example of why I don't weigh myself, because I have literally no way of measuring what is in and out of inside my body. I don't know if I've increased my red blood cells from doing this. I don't know if I've increased the muscle mass in my legs, which, you know, you've got some big muscles here. I don't know if I've increased the bone density, my bone density from moving, because that doing exercise actually can increase your bone density. Yeah, all sorts of things. I don't know what's going on inside me. I don't know how much food I still have to digest, how much water I've got to digest, or in my bowels. I don't know how much water weight my muscles and the remaining fat is holding. I don't know. So weighing yourself, pointless. So I don't say weight. I say what I mean, and I mean fat. So yeah, when I was fat, when I had an increased body fat percentage, back at the beginning of this challenge, I felt awful. I couldn't do things that I can do now, and now I'm not fat. Well, we'll find out. I don't know. Now I'm less fat. I can do more. Yeah. So I think, you know, so I watched a Dr. Mike video. He's great. If you've not seen his channel, definitely check him out. So I saw a video of his the other day. It was about BMI, so your body mass index, your height times your weight, and like your actual weight, get on the scales, you weigh yourself, you measure yourself, and you get a calculation that says whether you are or are not obese. And throughout that video, he kept saying, he would start to refer to fat, and then he would go back to calling it weight. But the video was about how weighing yourself, like how BMI, weight times height, is bullshit. It's completely inaccurate, and it only takes into account white people, like white European people, because that's how it was originally created. But he kept referring to fat as weight, and I thought, well, on the one hand you're saying don't use BMI, but on the other hand you're saying weight. So it didn't make any sense to me. I guess I'll have to make a video on that. Again, I'm not a health expert, but I do have common sense, and I think it's very important that we use the... Sorry, I keep looking out the window, like the fire is kind of scary. I wish I could show it to you. It's just giant plumes of smoke. But yeah, I wish we can use the words that we actually mean. I think the language you use is really, really important. And when people start weighing themselves to measure how well they're doing on a challenge, instead of sticking to your actual desires. So let me just explain that quickly. My actual desire is to walk 2 million steps. How thin I am, this is a consequential desire. So I'm just looking at it. These are consequential desires of achieving that actual desire. So an actual desire is measurable. You can say, you know, did I do 2 million steps? Yes, I did. What's the consequence, the positive consequence of me doing 2 million steps? Well, my body fat was reduced and I got thinner. If you try and get thin, or you try and reduce your body fat, it's not really, yes, you can measure it, but it's not sustainable. It's not, You have to do things to get there. So use that as oh, that's a happy byproduct of doing that. Okay, so if you want to look like an athlete, train like an athlete. David Goggins agrees. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, David Goggins, if you go back through my channel and look at my really earlier videos when I was starting my 950-day challenge, listening to David Goggins was one of the things that really helped me, because I had a crappy childhood. There were lots of sort of similarities to his story that I could pick up on as well with my life story, and his get it done attitude really helped me to know that there was someone else out there like him. Don't listen to him on relationship advice. I saw a video of his recently about a guy who had recently been dumped by his girlfriend, and yeah, I wouldn't listen to him on relationship advice. But when it comes down to that mindset of just get it done, you know, just push through it, and say it. His no bullshit kind of attitude. I 100% agree with David Goggins on that. Just say it as it is. This is fat. This is muscle. Yeah, he's great. You've got to love David Goggins. So yeah, there just really is. Sorry, I didn't bring enough water in for this one. But there really is an issue in society, and I'm not sure whether it's a conspiracy in the health and fitness industry. You let me know what you think. But there really is an issue with people going, oh, I need to lose weight. I need to, reduce my weight. Okay, get on this weight loss program. What you have to do is burpees and and you have to get up at 5 in the morning. You have to drink these shakes and whatever. And you're going to lose weight in 30 days. And then they go out. So then they're not told how to weigh themselves, or when to weigh themselves, or what weighing themselves is going to actually show. And it's anecdotal, but I had a friend who did this, and she looked fantastic. She had reduced her body fat significantly. But the next day, or a couple of days after she had finished, she got on the scales, and she'd gone up, it was like 1.5 kgs, which is about 2.24 pounds per kg. So she'd gone up about, what's that, 3 and a bit pounds? That's like a day's food, depending on what you're eating and drinking. If 2 of these would weigh a kg, so that's 2 pounds. So if you drank a lot of water in a day, and you had a steak dinner, a load of fries, maybe you had some porridge for breakfast, and then some eggs and whatever, I don't know, and you haven't had a bowel movement, you could get on the scales and you could have put on 3 pounds, you know? And she looked devastated. And I was like, but you're measuring the wrong thing. She was fitter than she'd been, she felt fitter, she looked better, she fit in clothes that she hadn't fit in before. But then she got on the scales, and the emotional crash from getting on the scales is what I believe the fitness industry wants. Because you get on that crash, you have that crash going, oh my God, I weigh more. Oh, it's all for nothing. Oh God, what am I going to do? So then you binge eat, you get on the scales again, oh, I weigh even more. And then you go, okay, what fitness program do I need to buy now? And I think if you start actually saying, okay, well, let's measure using a measuring tape. Okay, so you can easily use your measuring tape, but let's measure my capability. Like, what have I done this week? Measure the amount of, and it's a horrible word to say because the connotation is bad, but how much work have I done this week? As in movements, as in energy exerted. And that could be anything from walking on the spot, you know, or how many chores did I get all my chores done? How much outdoor walking have I done this week? Have I put up the shelf that I'm supposed to put up? Have I tidied out the garage? Have I, whatever it might be, you know? You put in more physical work into anything, you're going to burn more calories. And that's it. So this is why I found this really, really good, is I've said 100 days, 2 million steps. Divide that up, that's supposed to be 20,000 steps a day. I've kept a chart of it, of how many steps. I've recorded it on, as I showed earlier, but you know, this Fitbit app, if we look, we're going through the days, back through the days, it's recorded all the steps I've done. So I can track it. Where are we now? We're here. So I can track it. I can keep track of the work that I've done, I've put in, and through that, you know, every other day. It's probably too much actually, but every other day, you know, I can measure myself, and I'm not going to do it now because that's going to spoil the results next week. But yeah, you can measure yourself. Do I fit? You can get that old piece of clothing out that you haven't worn in a while, that you don't fit in anymore. Coming back to the language thing, people say all the time, my clothes don't fit me anymore. It's their fault. It's the clothes' fault. They don't fit me anymore. I'm great. I'm fine. My clothes, they don't fit me. These cheeky clothes. How dare they? Look at me. They should fit me. Why don't they fit me anymore? My biggest step. Hang on. This. I can't read your whole comment. Oh, step day. Oh yeah, I'll show you actually. So yeah, people say my clothes don't fit me. No, I don't fit in my clothes anymore. You got to take responsibility. You got to take the. You got to take the blame. There's my lowest step count for the day. So that was about a week ago. Yeah, that was a week ago. Just had one of those days where I just needed to rest. But before that, that was my biggest step count of the day, of the challenge. That's 40,130, and that was 30, you guys are on kilometers in Canada, I believe, 30 kilometers in the apartment. So, yeah, that's the biggest count of the challenge so far. Hopefully I'm keeping up in time with your comments. Sorry if I'm taking too long to reply. I'm trying to keep an eye on them, but I'm not sure what the delay is on the stream. But yeah, 40,130 steps one day. And do you know, with that day, I think I had a rest day, 35,000 the day before, 35,000 the day before that. I thought I'd actually had some low days, but yeah, well, there was another rest day there. So these smaller days, I think were just essential. I just needed time to relax. Damn, 30 kilometers in your apartment, impressive. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, like sometimes it's a 2 million step challenge over the 100 days. I wouldn't advise anyone to try and leave it to the end and do 2 million steps in one. I don't even think it's possible, because 7,000 steps an hour is about my max average. This Fitbit that I've got, it's not designed to go around your ankle, even though it is, as you can see, pretty accurate. Wait, no, it's not counting. Let's get back onto today. It is quite accurate. Ooh, nope. There we go. So it is quite accurate around my ankle, but I find that if I go too fast, is it going to catch up? Here we go. If I go too fast and I try and go like this, it will actually miss steps. So there's a maximum speed that I can actually go. Unfortunately, because no one has actually designed a step counter with an app that goes around your ankles and actually measures your steps. Mind blowing, right? Like, why if it was on my wrist and I'm measuring with this band and I'm doing this, it's not going to measure any steps. And if I did this, it would measure steps. So it's weird that watches are trying to measure steps. Blows my mind. The world is crazy. But yeah, 30 kilometers in the apartment that was a great day. And the strangest thing was, I started off pretty pretty much like this, like pretty slow, you know, a few of these steps. Then I got on the walking pad. I remember I got to about 10,000 just walking around, getting some breakfast. I find that when I think, oh, I left something in the other room, You know, I'm taking like, you know, bringing a drink in, got my drink, gonna walk in, oh, I forgot the thing in the other room. If I'm halfway there, what I'll do is I go, okay, well, I'll finish taking the drink to here, and then I'll go back and get the other thing, because I know I'm getting more steps in. Also, if you get to the point where you're like, oh yeah, no, I need that from the other room, oh, I'll get it later, do it now, because you get more steps in. And then I find that I'm actually getting more things done. So yeah, it was just generally 10,000 steps, just kind of walking around. I'll just do a little bit of like jogging a bit. And then I got on the walking pad and I did 2 hours, pretty much 2 hours of like fast jogging, then fast walking, then fast jogging, then fast walking. I was watching a few YouTube, I think I watched a documentary, and then I watched some podcasts, pretty good. Yeah, and so I was just on the walking pad, and then I had dinner, so then I just kind of relaxed a bit and just wandered around. While I was cooking dinner, you know, things are on the hob, not while you're actually stirring, but while you're waiting, you can just march on the spot. It burns, like it all adds up. There will be fitness people out there going, oh, that's not going to do anything. Well, it has. It has, and it will. Because if you march from the spot like this and you get 200 steps in and you add that up over 100 days, that's, what's that? How do you do the maths? 2,000, 20,000 steps. Is it? Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, and then I had dinner and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to get on the walking pad again. And I just got like another burst. I think I'd left my dinner to settle for about an hour. And then, yeah, I just got on the walking pad and I was like, God, I felt great. I felt so pumped. And then I just kept going. I was like, okay, I'm at 30,000 steps now. I wonder if I can keep going to 35. And I just kept going. And yeah, man, it felt great. And I think then, I think I got to about 36 or 37,000 steps. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to stop now. It was about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And yeah, we were just watching some TV show. I think we were watching Botched. We were watching some trash TV show. No, actually Botched, sorry. And yeah, I just found myself stood up and just walking back, just slightly walking backwards and forwards. And yeah, it just becomes a natural thing to do. Your family will think you're crazy. People will think you're crazy. Like imagine a whole family just marching around the house like this. It would look pretty nuts from outside. But yeah, my partner's done it before, so she doesn't think I'm nuts. Yeah, I looked down, I was like, how many steps have I actually done? I was closing on 40,000, and it was just like getting to bedtime. I like brushed my teeth and everything, got ready for bed, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to do the last 300. And so, yeah, I made sure I got the last couple of hundred in just to hit that 40,000. And it was, yeah, it was 30.39 kilometers, I think. So, yeah, you can do it. You can do it, Ryan. You can definitely do it. But yeah, I'm very, very interested to see. I haven't checked my blood pressure. I haven't done any health checks or medical checks throughout this 100 days. So I'm very, very curious to find out how this has affected my health in a positive way. I don't feel that there's been any negatives. Well, this watch has just told me I'm doing great. So thanks watch. Yeah, I don't feel any negative health effects. One thing I have realized is if you're going to do this challenge, make sure that you incorporate high knee steps, because there is a difference between just jogging on the spot like this and walking on a walking pad and going out and running. When I did the 14-kilometer fun run in Sydney, the world's biggest fun run, when I did that and I was trying to run up hills, I found that there was no strength or stamina in my lower abs and my thighs. So I really struggled the following week after that. I was like hobbling around because my thighs were absolute agony. I couldn't walk up and down stairs because I hadn't trained high knees. So occasionally I will, sorry, the mic is bouncing all over the place. Yeah, occasionally I will do the high knees, or just march on the spot, lifting my knees up. And yeah, another thing I do is, oh yeah, cool. Sorry, did I miss it? Thanks, dude. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I really do hope I can just inspire people just to get off the couch and get fitter and save their money and save their mental state, and you know, not feel financially burdened by all these bullshit health programs and stuff out there. There are some really good ones, but yeah, a lot of them are just trying to make you feel crap at the same time as improving you slightly, but making sure that you stay on and, you know, buy into it. I want people who are maybe obese, I want people who are, you know, struggling with their fitness, who maybe don't feel confident enough to get to the gym, know that it's actually easier than they think. Or it is easier, and it's simpler than they think. It's just about moving. And I keep saying to myself, I should go and do the washing, put the washing on or put the washing out. And I say to myself, the name of this channel, get it done. So just get it done. But it's also, while you're doing it, you're getting more done. Get more done. like get up, go and do that chore, go and do the other chore, because you're getting steps in, and doing the chores around the house are actually burning your calories. So I just want people to know that it is possible for us normal people who were fat, we can get thinner, we can get healthier in a very simple way. And you don't need to give up that donut. You don't need to be made to feel bad by people on the internet, you know, by all these health and fitness gurus out there, and all these, like, so many toxic positivity gurus out there that will basically say that you're a piece of shit. And then they'll say, you should take my advice and do this. I was like, well, why did you need to say I'm a piece of shit? You know, why did you need to make me feel bad? Just to kind of promote yourself. You don't need to make people feel bad. I just want to offer people practical, actionable advice, and demonstrate it on myself and go, look, if I can do it, and I'm a pretty lazy bugger who will eat a whole pack of family biscuits in 2 days, who will have a donut every other day, if not every day, if I, you know, actually I'm not too lazy to leave the house. You know, I don't give up that stuff, but what I can do is take control of my health and fitness by doing more steps, doing the simple thing, doing it more, you know. And again, the idea of this challenge is to jumpstart the mentality of eating healthier fuel for my body. So I see a lot of health and fitness people out there, they're saying, okay, well, if you just eat chicken, rice and broccoli every day, you know, and you watch your macros and all this, you know, it all starts in the kitchen, 80%, 90% of it's in the kitchen. And you think, oh God, what do I have to do now? Now I've got to learn to cook this. Now I've got to force myself to eat that. The whole point of this challenge is for someone who works a 9 to 5, who's super stressed, who doesn't have any willpower, who just wants to eat what they want to eat. What you can do is, if you're really stuck, you can start moving, you can start walking, you can start stretching, and just do this in your lounge. No one's there to watch you, no one's there to film you and put you on TikTok. It doesn't matter. You can feel stupid, you can put on your favorite music and dance around and just move about, do what you want, and you can start to actually reduce your body fat by burning more calories, by moving how you want, and just doing the steps. And eventually, as you move your body more, your body will tell you, it will have the cravings for more nutritious fuel. And that's what I've tried to do. I definitely have got into seedless mandarins, and I'm trying to eat more mandarins and apples than chocolate, because they're tasty and they're actually a bit cheaper. I can get 3 mandarins for the price of 1 small chocolate bar now. And that's a much healthier snack. And I feel way more fulfilled after eating 2 mandarins than I would a bar of chocolate. And the sweetness, blows my mind, right? So, yeah, there are the things that you need to kind of grow into. You know, it's very easy for all these health and fitness, I keep saying gurus, influencers out there who have never worked a 9-to-5 job for 20 years and just hit rock bottom and being a couch potato and being, you know, massively too fat. They've never done that because other than David Goggins, right? David Goggins, his whole story is he got too fat to be in the Marines or to be in the Navy. So, yeah, he's an inspiration because he realized he'd got to that point. Whereas a lot of these other guys I see who are really, really popular, they have never done a 9-to-5. I don't want to name names on here. I don't want to make enemies of these people. But they've never done a 9-to-5. A lot of them have studied sport. They've studied sports science and personal training and all sorts. And when you're in those kind of jobs, you are more active. You're walking around more. Let's lift this weight. Let's lift that weight. They're moving around like this. When I'm working in a financial job, when I used to work in finance. I only left 2 weeks ago. But yeah, when you're working in a financial job where you're dealing with brokers and you're in Zoom meetings or Teams meetings, this is what you do all day. This is what you do all day. I don't have the opportunity to walk around and guide people around. I can't leave my desk. You know, the work needs to be done. The emails need to be sent. Oh, sorry, I just messed up my microphone. So a lot of these fitness people that I see online, they have no idea how we feel. And so it blows my mind that they are giving out all this advice of what we should be like, and yet they've never experienced it. So yeah, Ryan, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that comment. Like, I can't tell you how much that actually means to me. I just really hope that I can help more people. And if you know anyone that needs this kind of advice, then yeah, please pass this along and get them just doing some steps at home. And then by next summer, I mean, you know, you could be way fitter and you could be getting out. That's the, man, I could talk for hours on this. Another thing is, because you did ask, like, how many of these steps have I done outdoors? Not many, but I want to. The thing is, where I live in Sydney, it's very, very hard to get to anywhere that is worth walking. But what I actually want to do is move to somewhere where I have access to a beach or parks or some better outdoor space. We've got a metro line that's just opened up a couple of weeks ago, so I can actually get to the CBD really, really quickly, like within about 10 minutes. And there's a nice waterfront walk. You can swim there, but I wouldn't. But there's sharks here in Sydney. But there's a really nice waterfront walk with a bit of the CBD, and it's only 9 minutes away. So I can do that now. And whereas before I would feel really self-conscious, like I didn't fit in any of my clothes, my t-shirts didn't fit, like all of them were stretched out. I just feel kind of embarrassed and awkward. But now I feel like confident. I just push people out there. No. But I do feel more confident. My posture has improved. Let's just get a bit closer. My posture has improved. My clothes fit better. And I just feel like getting out and getting more experiences. And that's the thing, is the more steps you do at home, to the point, you get to a point where you want to do more steps outside. And when you're doing more steps outside, the more likely you are to meet new people, the more likely you are to have new experiences, see new things you've never seen before, go places you've never gone before. You know, you might find a restaurant that I didn't know that existed. When did that open up? Hey, we should try that next weekend. You know, all these little things, you actually start to experience life more because you're getting out the house, you're trying to get your steps in, you want to be more active. So just from getting off your couch and marching on the spot, it could improve your life, you know, exponentially. It could improve your life a little bit, it could improve your life a lot. It just opens up a lot of options and opportunity, you know? So yeah, and if there's something that a lot of people need to do these days is to get off TikTok, get off scrolling, stop watching Netflix and get out of the house. So yeah, I mean, where are we up to now? I've done 8,000. I'll jog it out. I'll jog out the next 1,000, that's 10 minutes. There we go. So I had this much water when I started, so I'm this much water heavier than I was before I started. So I've technically put on weight. You've watched me put on weight, but I haven't increased my body fat. Oh, awesome. What does a medical typist do? Never heard of a medical typist. Does she type up medical journals? But yeah, they're fantastic things. I'm not going to recommend a brand. I got mine off of Amazon. So yeah, I'm not going to recommend a brand because I'm not sure this one I've got is the best one or if it's great. And I don't want to recommend one to you that might, you know, catch on fire or something. I used to work in insurance, so I'm really worried about liability and risk. Okay. Yeah, just look on Amazon. There are loads of different ones on there. I went with one that was not the cheapest, but it did have a lot of positive reviews. I did look through to see if any of them were kind of, you know, those dodgy reviews. They seem to be mostly genuine. So yeah, it's, excuse me, jogging on the spot makes me, I don't usually jog and talk. So, but yeah, it is fantastic. It's kind of game changing, really. I've wanted one for years and I always knew it would be good, but I never thought that I'd find it that game changing. Just to be able to get on it and just walk at a normal pace. And if you've got Bluetooth headphones, it's great because then you can't hear it at all. You're just watching a movie and it's so easy to forget you're on it. And then you're burning calories while watching TV. It's amazing. Recorded doctors, okay. Yeah, man, yeah, do it. Do it and then let me know in the comments of one of the videos. I always read the comments. So if you do get one, just jump into the comments of any one of these videos in this series of me doing these steps and let me know how it goes. Yeah, because I'd be really interested to know. Because I don't know anyone else that's got one or has used one. So I would be very, very interested to see like what your experience with it is. So yeah, please let me know. Yeah, I don't think now I've got one, I don't think I'd ever go back. I don't think I'd ever get rid of it and not have one. I think I'd always want one wherever I live. So, I really want to show you how much smoke is in. Actually, I don't need to show you guys. Actually, in Canada, you guys had some terrible bushfires this summer, but it's huge. This fire that I can see on the horizon. What was I saying? Walking pad. Yeah, I'd never go back. One thing I do definitely want, which I said earlier, I'm kind of craving getting on a treadmill and pushing myself. There is a fact flying around and I haven't managed to find any evidence to say one way or another whether it's true, but it's something crazy like only 5% of humans, this is supposed to be global, only 5% of humans over 30 sprint, like ever, full sprint as fast as you possibly can, like you would, you know, when you're 13 on sports day. at school, only 5% of humans, men and women and whatever, sprint. I was like, that really? And then if you think about it, if you think of everyone you know at work, and you try and imagine them at a full on, as fast as you possibly can sprint. And if you think about when the last time maybe you did, Ryan, maybe anyone else watching this, you have. But if I think about all the people I know, very few of them would have actually ever put themselves into a full on 100% sprint. So yeah, it makes you think, right? Like, why did we get to that point where we stopped doing that? Another thing, the age of 43. I've noticed doing weird things at the age of 43. You sort of brace yourself to bend down to, this is going to be hard. You start anticipating crouching down. Whereas when you were younger, you just go, I'm just going to get that thing and move on. You probably didn't even need to use your hands, right? I've actively stopped doing. I've actively made myself think, okay, how would I do this activity if I was 20? Like, if I have to get under my desk and do some cable management, like these days I'll be like, oh, okay, hang on, I'm gonna crouch down like this, it's gonna be, and I think, why am I doing it like that? Like, I'm trying to protect joints that don't need protecting. And you think, just get underneath, you know, I just crawl underneath like I would back then. It's just, I don't know why I'm actively making it, or subconsciously making it harder than it needs to be. I wonder if there's a psychological study on that. But yeah, it's something that I've noticed that I've increasingly done over the years. But then when I think about it, especially after probably when I got to about day 75, so a couple of weeks ago, on this challenge, and I realized, which I couldn't do before, but I can kind of squat, and I could not do this. Absolutely no way could I have done this at the beginning of this challenge. And then I realized, like, well, why am I making everything else more difficult? And I'm 2/3 legs. I'm the proportions of an owl. Like, my hips are up here. So squatting is not easy for me, but now I can do it. So yeah, I did notice. Yeah, I'm 46, so definitely made. yeah. When did you start making that noise? It's like, I don't know. When I was 38, I definitely didn't. So it's like, you're 38, 39, 39, pick that up, 40. Just get back. It's like, wait, what? It's like a switch has flipped in my mind. Like, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why we do it, but if you start to actually just concentrate on those movements and think, right, how did I do this before? And again, let me just be clear, I could not do this before I started the 2-minute step challenge. This is me now after 1.9 million steps later, 96 days later. But yeah, I am now going, okay, well, what do I need to, like, I can't think of an example of something I need to do right now, but yeah, just getting under the desk. I can crouch down, that's fine, and just get under there, do the thing. I kind of nearly did the strain, but mess with the cables and then just stand back up and it's fine. I don't know, like, rather than what I would do before would probably get under, and then I'd probably put my hand on here and really help myself up. People watching this are probably like, what is this idiot doing? But yeah, I'm noticing more that I want to put the effort into doing the movement properly and putting the strain on my knees, making my muscles put the effort in. So it has made me wonder, when we get to our 40s, do we start to try and preserve energy? Stop stepping. But yeah, do we try and preserve energy? And do we try and make every movement easier for some reason? Like my shoulder, before I did this challenge, this shoulder, I shaved my head. And before I started this challenge, just doing that with the razor, just shaving the back of my head, would hurt my shoulder. So I found that I would tilt my head to stop my shoulder hurting. Why was my shoulder hurting? Because I wasn't using it. And so I don't know what it was, but I'd stopped using it, and therefore it kind of pinched and hurt as I was trying to shave the back of my head. And therefore I adjusted my posture so it didn't hurt. Rather than do the opposite thing, is I'm getting old, I need to start using it. I need to start limbering up. I need to start doing steps and moving my shoulder. And now it hasn't hurt in over a month and a half. So yeah, it's a self-preservation thing probably. It's I need to save the energy, or I need to look after my ailing joints. But the less we use them, you don't lose it. You don't use it, you lose it. That's the thing. And so, God, I really want to show this to you guys. Let's see if I can get this to work. Okay. No, I'm just going to break everything on my desk. Hang on. Here we go. I figured if I... Okay, there's a fire. That's what I've been looking at this whole time. It was actually bigger than that. There was a second fire here burning that way. But yeah. So, let's just put this back up. And I'll ramble on. It's because I keep looking out and I feel really rude not sharing that with you. But yeah, there we go. Oh, guys, so I'm going to do the last few steps. Here we go. We are nearly at 10,000 steps done, which is, so 5,000 steps. No, wait, how many steps is it? 20,000 steps is 15 kilometers for me, roughly. So 10,000 steps, it's about 7.5 kilometers. Let's see what it says on here. 7.38 kilometers. We've done 10,000. We're halfway there. So yeah, as you can see, how long have I been streaming? It's a long one today, hour and a half. I've ran out of water. I should have brought more water in. I'm quite thirsty. But as you can see, so it's taken me an hour and a half while talking and walking around the room to do 7.5 kilometers. I think the watch is measuring. It's measuring the time between up and down, and it's taking that as a stride. So that's what it's figuring out as my gait, and therefore the distance that I'm walking. So yeah, but I'm not really measuring the distance over this challenge. I'm just measuring the steps, because there's different. How do I put it? There's different exertion levels that you can do. If you're in a full sprint and you're putting in, you've got a really long stride, yeah, that's one step, but you're doing more effort, and you're covering more distance. And these little jogs, there's less exertion, and I'm covering less distance. So I'm not really counting the distance. This is all about the 2 million steps and getting off my ass. So yeah, but yeah, there you go. It's 10,000 steps, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, so I might leave it there. Ryan, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to so mid next week here, it'll be early next week in North America, UK time. I'll be getting my results. I will probably do a little post or maybe a little stream on Wednesday. Before that, not tomorrow actually, it will be Monday my time, Sunday your time. Sunday evening, I'll try and do it early. I just want to do a whole stream where I do 20,000, a minimum of 20,000 steps to show you guys like how easy it is. So yeah, I'll do that on Monday my time, Sunday your time, and then yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, looking forward to sharing the final results with you guys. I'm looking forward to finding out how it's done, or how well I've done. So there we go. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Going to go and get a drink. Remember to stay hydrated. Remember, get off your ass, get it done. If you want to get a walking pad, there will be a link in the description below. If you want to get that, that really helps out the channel. I'm pretty sure it's an international affiliate link through Amazon. I'll double check that. I did sign up for it, so it should work for all regions. Yeah, cool beans. Thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks Ryan. Really do appreciate you sticking around for the majority of this this stream. Much appreciated, and definitely let me know. And anyone else who watches this, let me know if you get a walking pad. Just drop a comment in any of the videos, and I always see them. So yeah, be interesting to see how your experiences with them. All right, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna go. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna sign out, but I'll see you guys in 2 days' time. I'm gonna do the full stream, the whole 20,000 steps, including the walking pad jogging. I'll try and find some music to stream along, so it will just be me mostly walking. I'm not sure how much chatting I'll do, but I'll do some. But some of it I just want to prove that that's how it's done. So yeah, all right, cool. I appreciate that, Ryan. Yep, get motivated to it. Oh, just a little tip, don't buy Fitbit. Google are discontinuing Fitbit, so look at one of the other options. Just yeah, little tip there. But awesome. All right, I'm signing out. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Really appreciate it. Take care. Get your steps in.